Are we recording? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, finally. It's been quite a while since I've made a video because I've been working on some stuff. Today we're gonna get busy with a little bit of spray paint, just a little bit. So for a while I've been doing pencil drawings and stuff, as you may have known on my channel. And recently I've really been hankering to get a painting going. You can probably see this, no you can't. And I've wanted to paint for a while, but all the fears and doubts and stuff plaguing the mind of an artist told me that I couldn't paint, or I should just wait a little bit longer and finish this first, or finish that first, whatever. Anyways, I got over all of that and I painted this. I suppose I can just show it up on screen now and just talk over it. But this is my first completed painting. It's not the first time I've ever tried to paint, although I have only started painting recently. It is gouache paint, and apparently gouache paint is a little bit difficult to get used to. So I'm gonna take credit for doing well with it. If you've watched my previous videos, you may have noticed that I like destroying my artworks after I'm done with them, or just like taking a risk on them. I did it with like that big piece that I drew, the Modesty sculpture. I did it with this piece. Oh my goodness. I drew this. If you watch my drawing course, you will have seen the time lapse for this. And then I did like the halo and the dripping effect and some graffiti over there. And this was not supposed to happen at all. This was like way too much dripping from it. It was just supposed to be a little bit, and the charcoal mixed with like the paint. I think it turned out pretty cool, but as I said, not what I expected. But it is what it is now. I need to get rid of all this other stuff on here first, in case I damage it. This was my first serious attempt at painting. I didn't know what I was doing here. I didn't know how to mix colors or what the paint would turn out like. So I was just experimenting and learning. I want to redo this on a bigger piece and actually like do the design. It's like a Buddha head that I took a photo of, and it's got like rocks and cobwebs and stuff all over it. It looks really cool. I'm really keen to get like a full design of that going. I suppose this has become like my project board. Like I've got clips and I just clip up pieces that I'm working on or that I've finished and move them around. Got like a whole collage, sort of multi-task manager thing going over here. It's kind of cool. This is going to take me the longest out of all the pieces I'm working on. Right now it's just a paw and some hair, but it's going to be a lion. I'm excited to finish it, but I'm not in a rush. I've spent the last year drawing pencil stuff, learning about how to draw pencil stuff, and now I'm kind of bored of it. I want to paint. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any space to put all this shit. I'm so nervous. This doesn't really matter. This is like my work board. Like as you can see, I've got a piece taped there, and then I had the other painting taped over there, and I'll like alternate between them and work. I'm stalling. I'm nervous. I'm scared, but this means it's good. I'm just gonna move the camera because I need to be like up on it like this. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera because you can't. I have to like spray paint this, and you can't really see it from the angle it was on. See, I've got like so many artworks now, and I don't know where to put them. I don't even have so many. I have like 3, and I don't have space for them. Like, how do people have like just a whole bunch of shit? I need to get a studio, man. That'd be cool. Okay, I hope you can see me there. That should be good. We are using 94 MT and 94 map high quality. Don't know. Why does it say that? Is the brand 94? The most versatile spray paint, apparently. MTN, that's the brand. That's my phone company's name. I didn't know they make spray paint. Interesting. We are using a pretty precise cap. It's not like a needle or anything like that. Like that. Can you see that? So it's a pretty nice one. It smells really nice. Let me get high. Okay, are you ready? I am kind of. See, like I like this moment on the artworks because I feel like I spend so much time trying to get them right and worrying that like this paint stroke is in the wrong place, or this pencil stroke is not how I want it to look, or I over blended this area, blah blah blah, all this shit. And then at the end of it, I'm like, okay, let's ruin it or not. That's the two options, you know. I'm not working with a lot of middle ground here. It either works or it doesn't work. I want a halo like that. Okay, so it started out a little lopsided. I was definitely less nervous this time to spray paint. So it does in fact get easier with time. Obviously you start and it's a little bit lopsided over there. I had a little bit of a shaky line, but I was able to sort of fix it a little bit. And then I thought like the dots, oh, that was an accident. Oh well. The dots are to like displace the little bit of lopsidedness on it. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it worked. This line will get a little bit straighter and more confident with time. And then I kind of want to tag something in there. I don't know if I want to use white, purple, or red. These are the colors I used for the piece. Obviously they're not as bright as on the piece because this is like multiple layers and stuff. But let me know what you guys think of the painting. Let me know what you think of the style and the colors used and things. As I said, it is my first real attempt at painting. Hold on, let's just get a little oh my goodness, the peanut. There is the artist next to the artist. That was scary, but it's done now, and now I feel good and better about myself. And that sort of like feeling of just needing to destroy my work goes away. I don't know why I get it, but whenever I finish a piece of work, I look at it and I'm like, this is just too clean, it's too perfect, and I don't like that. It feels more than it was, you know. It's not just like a painting of her in whatever light. Now it's like it's got a little bit more depth to it, I think, just from a little spray paint halo. And I do like adding the halo in. I don't know why, it's just like an easy, simple thing to add in, but it's also like adds so much to the pieces. Pretty much all the pieces I've done so far have a halo somewhere. I like it. I'm gonna add them until I get bored of them, and then I'll switch to something else. But also the point of doing this is just to tell myself, like, regardless of all this work that you put into the artworks, or all the stressing of like perfectionism and trying to make it perfect and make it something that someone's gonna look at and be like, wow, this is done so well, and the techniques are this, and blah blah blah, and it's so beautiful, and blah, whatever. And another thing, like, this was my first completed painting, and as I said, I was scared to paint. I was scared to try and figure out how to mix colors, or like what I was going to paint. I didn't know where to start, but that's just it. You kind of just need to start. You need to put yourself in a position of like, holy shit, I don't know what's going on. What is the next step? And that's the only way you're going to figure out the next step. And then once you get past that, you're going to get to something else that you don't know how to do. And that's what learning is, you know. It just, everything takes a little bit of time. Everything gets a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning. And I really wanted to make a perfect painting. I don't think this painting is by any means perfect, but it's a lot better that way. And it came out really good compared to how I thought, if that makes sense. And that's just trusting the process, and that's just having fun with it and not putting too many expectations on these sorts of things, whether it's art or whatever it is you're trying to learn. Just start and figure it out as you go along. I was watching endless tutorials on how to paint. I had the supplies. I was trying to think about what I wanted to do and what message I wanted to send and what kind of paintings I wanted to grow into and how I wanted my whole art career to look from painting. But I had never even painted before yet. I hadn't even started. And now that I've done this, now it's like, okay, well, sick, when's the next one? You know, like, when do I get to paint again? It's been good. It's been fun. Experiment, try new things, push yourself to learn. There's always something else that you could be missing, or something that you're not doing just because you're scared to do it. But when you do it, you're going to realize that the fear was most of the time for nothing. Most of the time. Sometimes things can get pretty dangerous, pretty wild. I'm going to go graffiti this a little bit more. Maybe I'll do it on camera. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. Alright, so this is how the final piece turned out. It was very scary to do this graffiti here at the bottom. It didn't quite turn out exactly how I wanted, but like I said, these things usually don't. I think it came out pretty good though. I did like a little bit of paint over the white just to blend it in a little bit. And yeah, I just used where is it? A paint marker also from MTN, the same brand as the spray paint that I have. And then to fix it up, because that one was pretty messy, I used just a Posca pen and then splattered some paint around the edges and stuff just to add a little bit more pop to it. I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm happy with how it came out, especially for my first painting, my first attempt at this. So I'm sure the next one will be better, and the one after that will be even better. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you want to pick up prints of this piece, I'd love to do a couple. I think I'm only going to do a handful though. Limited edition, one might call them. So if you like this piece, if you like how it turned out, I think it's dope, and you want it hanging on your wall or tucked into a corner in your room, check out my website, forestcrescent.com. Actually, I need to update that. I think it might still be paid. You'll find it in the description. Link for newsletter and shop in the description. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Trying to do more videos like this, trying to do more videos just in general. I feel like my consistency has not been so great, but we're getting there. We're learning, we're doing. Stay hydrated, keep practicing. I forgot to mention, this says grace. That is the name of the piece, like the grace of God or the grace of light or the grace of whatever. She's sort of basking in the light of her halo kind of thing. That's what that says.